All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word, truth, and sincerity. To the remnant men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say Shalom. My name is Ahmawan Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson. Through the power and spirit of Yahawashi, Lord willing, this is edifying. This is going to be a World War III prophecy watch. Okay. Over the past, I'd say 48 hours, I've been getting a bunch of notifications about things that are escalating, the events and the activity that's escalating over there with the Russia-Ukraine war. And, you know, the United States, as we all know, Babylon the Great is right in the middle of it. Okay. I even actually, I have a couple articles that I'm going to pull up to support, you know, the lesson. But, you know, this is all a part of the escalating events that will lead to World War III. Russia's got new missiles that they're testing out. You know, they've been talking about that Satan II missile. You know, all of this stuff that's going down is all a part of the events that will lead to World War III. Okay, we're here for it. Okay, and we're just reporting on it because, you know, at the end of the day, we are the watchmen, man. We're the spiritual weathermen when it comes to this type of stuff. So, you know, there's people who report on this stuff, just like this article from Reuters. Okay, they report on it, but they don't connect it to Bible prophecy. That's the job of the men of the Lord, of his prophets. Okay, and to warn you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of the impending danger that's coming. Okay, because the missiles, these nuclear missiles will get shot off. Make no mistake about it. Make no doubt about it. And before that, we're going to see an event known as Jacob's Trouble take place, where there's going to be a high level of mass death coming to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans for your rebellion against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. Okay, and then we're also going to witness the hour of temptation. Okay, in which that micro C-hip will be rolled out worldwide, and people will be implanted with that device under their skin. All right, so in this article, it says, actually, let me get, because I mentioned I wanted to start out getting Isaiah. Actually, I had both of these in my notes for this lesson. Second Ezra 15. Let's start there. All right, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Okay, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So this is what we're doing through the Spirit. Okay, prophecy, there's a spirit. Okay, that is pushing these prophecies forward. Okay, and the men of the Lord, the prophets, are set up to speak these words in the ears of the nation of Israel, namely the elect, because the elect are the ones who are going to receive it. Okay, and cause to be written in paper. This is what we're reading. We're reading the scriptures. Okay, that tell us about these prophecies, and we are to go out and warn the nation of Israel. Okay, so this is all prophecy. Everything that we get into, it's all prophecy, man. Especially in these times, there's nothing really much else to talk about but prophecy. Okay, to continue to preach the message of repentance to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, but to push the prophecies, because we're at the end. Right, we are at the very end of this man's kingdom, Esau, Edom, his kingdom known as Babylon the Great. All right. And it's going to be thrown down by thermonuclear destruction. Okay. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahawah, keep not silence. Okay. Because the watchmen are set up to, to watch. Okay. And not hold their peace day nor night. That's why these videos go out every single day. That's why men out in the highways and the byways week in and week out. Okay. To warn the nation of Israel, to warn the elect. Okay. So that point always has to be made known. So this is from Reuters, however you say it, Reuters. All right. .com. It says Putin says Russia could hit decision-making centers in Kyiv, which is in Ukraine, with new missile. Okay, so they've got new missiles, man. All right, and they will shoot these missiles off, man. Okay. Let me just play this real quick.
President Vladimir Putin said Russia had struck Ukraine's energy infrastructure on Thursday in response to Kyiv using U.S. medium-range missiles, and that it could use its new Oreshnik hypersonic missile to attack decision-making centers in Kyiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of a, quote, despicable escalation, saying it had used cruise missiles with cluster munitions in its attack on power infrastructure. Putin also said that Russia would use all weapons at its disposal against Ukraine if Kyiv were to acquire nuclear arms.
If the country with which we are currently fighting becomes a nuclear power, what should we do? In this case, we will adopt and use everything. I want to emphasize this. Exactly all the means of destruction at Russia's disposal. Everything.
The New York Times reported last week.
You hear how he talks. All the means of destruction will be used, man. All right. And this goes right along with the prophecies concerning this third world war, concerning the nuclear missiles. Okay. The arrows that will be shot from one end of the earth to the other.
This week that unidentified Western officials suggested U.S. President Joe Biden could provide Ukraine with nuclear weapons before he leaves office. Putin said it would be practically impossible for Ukraine to produce a nuclear weapon, but that it might be able to make a so-called dirty bomb. Russia has repeatedly said, without providing evidence, that Ukraine might use such a device. Georgy Tiki, a spokesperson for Ukraine's foreign ministry, urged the international community to react to Putin's threats and called on the country's partners to speed up the delivery of military aid.
And Putin obviously tries to influence the new U.S. administration by those statements. It is very important if we treat it fairly. These are the statements. This blackmail is the expansion of war and the threat of expansion of war, an acceptable one.
On Thursday, Putin said that there were no preconditions to start talks with Ukraine on a possible peace settlement, but that the terms he set out in June for a deal remain unchanged. Those include dropping NATO ambitions and handing over the 4 provinces claimed by Moscow. Zelensky said on Thursday that Putin's promotion of the Oreshnik missile shows that he does not want to end the war or allow others to try.
There you have it. All right. Vladimir Putin talking about using all means of destruction. Okay. And these new missiles that they have is called the Oreshnik hypersonic missile. Okay. Real quick, let me read this. It says Russia may use its new Oreshnik hypersonic missile to attack decision-making centers in Kyiv in response to Ukraine's firing of Western missiles at Russian territory, President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday. Russia has not so far struck Ukrainian government ministries, parliament, or the president's office in the course of the 33-month war, which is going on 3 years. All right. Kyiv is heavily protected by air defenses. But Putin says the Oreshnik, which Russia fired for the first time at a Ukrainian city last week, is incapable of being intercepted. A claim greeted with skepticism by Western experts. Of course, they're going to say that, right? So Putin is saying these missiles are incapable of being intercepted, but the West is saying, dude, no, we're skeptical of that. All right, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, and Lord willing, they send those missiles. Lord willing, we get closer. The activity continues to escalate over there in Russia and Ukraine. Okay, and these prophecies speed up, so to speak. Okay, just real quick, I saw this information, I believe on X, formerly known as Twitter, about Biden asking Congress for more money to help support Ukraine. Okay, it says Biden. This is from the New York Post. Biden makes last ditch ask of Congress for $24 billion to help Ukraine. Okay, so this was just a couple of days ago. This was the 26th. Okay, I believe it's the 28th today. Okay, so this is again the United States, America, Babylon the Great is right in the middle, all right, of this war. It says on his way out of the White House, President Biden is reportedly making a last-minute plea to Congress for $24 billion aid for war-torn Ukraine to bolster its military support and replenish U.S. stocks that had dwindled. The White House Office of Management and Budget suggested that Congress could fold the renewed aid into its solution to avert a government shutdown next month, according to its request obtained by Politico Pro. Several lawmakers saw the proposal Monday, and it features $8 billion for the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative to fund U.S. company contracts to arm Kyiv and $16 billion to refill U.S. weaponry stock, per the report. Okay, so what else do you need to see? Okay, we know what this is about. We know what it's heading. Okay, Russia's going to most likely take over a certain region in Ukraine, which could escalate and get NATO involved, which are already involved. Okay, and turn this shit up, man. Kal Halal Yahawah, Yahawashi, man. That's what we want to see. Okay, and speaking of these missiles, what I have it, yep. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54. All right, since we listening to all these talk about missiles and nuclear missiles, and all right, Isaiah 54:16 says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." Okay, so these weapons, these missiles were created by Yahweh for the sake of, and these end time prophecies to take place for Babylon the Great to ultimately be destroyed. Okay, and these nukes are going to hit other parts of the earth. There's other parts of the earth that are going to be destroyed as well, but namely, more importantly, Babylon the Great. Okay, because this place will never be inhabited ever again. Okay, and it deserves the destruction that's coming. So make no mistake about that. This is from the RT. Okay, it says the West plotting to occupy Ukraine. Okay, Russian intel. Plans are being made to freeze the conflict by sending 100,000 foreign troops to the country, according to the SVR. Okay, which is the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service. All right, it says the West is secretly planning to occupy Ukraine and freeze the conflict with Russia by deploying tens of thousands of supposed peacekeepers to the country, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service has said. In a statement on Friday, the spy agency cited intelligence sources as saying that NATO is increasingly in favor of halting the hostilities along the current front line as the U.S.-led military bloc in Ukraine have come to realize that they are failing to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia. All right, and they're not going to be able to defeat Russia. That the Ukraine is fucking finished. Okay, it says freezing the conflict will allow the West to rebuild the shattered Ukrainian military, because that military is shattered, and prepare it for an attempt at revenge, the SVR stated. It further claimed that NATO was already setting up training centers to process at least 1 million Ukrainian conscripts. A possible respite would also help the West restore Kyiv's military industry, which has been regularly battered by Russian military and drone strikes. All right. It says to solve these tasks, the West will need to essentially occupy Ukraine. Naturally, this will be done under the guise of deploying a peacekeeping contingent in the country. According to the plan, a total of 100,000 so-called peacekeepers will be deployed in Ukraine. All right, these ain't no damn peacekeepers. These are soldiers, man. All right, but that's how they talk, and that's how they deceive, and whatever. It's always gonna be like that when you're reading or listening or watching the reports that come from these different media outlets. Okay. Let me see. According to the SVR, the plan would also involve Ukraine being partitioned into 4 large occupation zones. Romania would take the Black Sea coast, Poland would control western Ukraine, the UK would occupy the north, including Kyiv. The central and eastern parts of the country would be taken by Germany, the agency claimed. Yeah, we don't need to go on the strategy here, but the point is that the America Babylon the Great, and eventually NATO will get involved with this, and it's going to escalate the events happening over there, which is beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. There's something else that I saw. Let me see. Yeah, Russia's this is the one. This is also from RT. It says Putin compares Russia's new missile to a meteor. Now this is talking about the Oreshnik that I mentioned in the last article, but I saw this and I had to bring it up because if you comparing a missile to a meteorite, then that must have some force. All right, it says the Oreshnik is capable of penetrating heavily fortified complexes the president has warned. The strike power of Russia's new state-of-the-art Oreshnik ballistic missile is similar to a meteorite impact, President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday. The hypersonic weapon is capable of successfully hitting heavily fortified targets, he added. Moscow already has several such missiles at its disposal and has begun mass production of the advanced weapon system, Putin told the summit of the Collective Security Treaty Organization in Kazakhstan's capital, Astana. It says, this is like a falling meteorite. We know from history where meteorites have fallen and what the consequences were, what lakes were formed, the Russian leader said. Putin did not elaborate, although one of the world's largest impact craters, lakes like Manicouagan in Canada, has a multiple ring structure with a diameter amounting to 100 kilometers. Its inner ring diameter is about 70 kilometers. The Oreshnik system also has dozens of homing warheads capable of hitting targets while traveling 10 times faster than the speed of sound. Okay, and this is man. Look, this is what's gonna lead to the destruction, man. All right, and we love seeing articles like this because all of these weapons, these nuclear weapons, these defense missiles, these defense missile systems and weapon systems, they're not gonna. This is not just gonna be swept under the rug and not to be used. Okay, these things are gonna be shot off. There's gonna be hella escalation, and it's gonna go down. It's gonna lead to the end. All right. It says a massive strike with such missiles would be comparable to a nuclear blast, he added. Anything located in the strike center is obliterated into elemental particles reduced to dust, the president says. The Russian military is selecting targets for potential Oreshnik strikes, Putin warned. The system could be used in retaliation against the Kyiv regime if Ukrainian attacks against Russia using Western provided long range missiles, the data continue. All right. And I mean, that's the point. Okay. That's the point. So we see what's going on. Again, it feeds the spirit of prophecy, which is beautiful. All right. They get these two last verses. You should already know these scriptures. All right. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, so we know that the wars and the rumors of wars are here, but the end is not yet. Just not here just yet, because why? There's other prophecies that have to take place before these missiles get shot off. Okay, and I mentioned earlier, you got Jacob's trouble, you got the collapse and fall of Babylon, and you got the hour of temptation, which is the MOTB being rolled out. All right, so there's more to come. Revelation 11:14. All right, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, the third world's woe, which will be, United States, Russia, Israel, Iran, China, North Korea. This is going to be the war to end all wars. All right. The destruction and the end and the salvation for the elect. All right. So with that, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you were edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.